Taylor Swift and Blake Lively have made amends? Bullshit. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. I'm here with It's Kim. We've been live. We had a great show. A lot of stuff. I hope you guys will go back and watch the full stream, which you can do as a member on Patreon. That's where you support us. That's where our documentary is going to be. That's where our Megan documentary, episode 3, just dropped. You can go watch it now. Go to the collections and check it out there, along with our behind the scenes, but help us support. But we're here. We obviously this morning are still reacting to this actor who came forward. We talked a lot more in depth about some of that insight. But actors are coming out now, finally calling her out, Kim, which is great. But weirdly enough, at the same time, now there's these weird reports from sources that Taylor Swift and Blake Lively have made amends. So says a source. News Nation here reporting, along with Daily Mail, that Swift had cooled the long-term friendship that she was left appalled and embarrassed. But apparently now it's in the past. Swift and Lively have worked everything out, my source said. Blake apologized and they are talking again. Give me an effing break. That is such crap. That is such a Blake Lively approved plan to try to get some positive press for her. And look at that. It's getting pick up. Blake Lively finally reaches out to. You're telling me she only just now reached out to Taylor, and Taylor's like, "Oh, I forgive you. I'm so glad you finally reached out." You don't think they've already spoken before this to address that drama? I don't believe for a second she's finally reached out. I'm sure Blake called her immediately after that, Kim. As soon as that was dropping, some sort of message. "Oh my God, Taylor, I'm just so sorry. I wanted you to know that's not what I meant." To me, Blake Lively and all her little notes and things that she does, there's no way she could have stayed silent this long and not had an addressing of that awkward exchange, Kim, in my opinion. So to me, it's clear they would have attempted to talk, but then would Taylor have even taken the call is what I wonder. Who even knows? But from everything I'm hearing from my sources, granted, these are my sources, these are their sources, my sources are telling me this is absolute horse doo-doo. This is not at all happening. And from what I've been told, this will never be rekindled. This is dead. It is done and dead with. And Taylor's never someone who's going to come forward and address this unless she's deposed, in which case I think it's going to get even uglier for Blake because I think she's going to have to be honest. And I've always stood by, I don't think Taylor was as involved as everyone wants to say or thinks that she was. I think she was helping a friend. Kim, what do you think about all this? Do you think Taylor Swift was the mastermind behind trying to screw over Justin Baldoni?
No. And then my biggest argument with that has always been people that think that she was super, super involved with everything. It's like, well, based on who said that, right? And a lot of that came from Blake herself. And this is the same person that on the red carpet was like, "Oh, my husband wrote the rooftop scene." Nobody knows that except you now, except we know through the legal documents that apparently it was her. So I just have a lot of difficulty taking that at face value, essentially what she has said. And also Taylor has been a champion of owning your own art, doing your own thing, not having, and was very outspoken when her catalog was taken from her. And that's been a huge part of her life and what we've seen over the last number of years of her re-recording her albums, getting back those rights to her music. I can't see her supporting Blake taking away somebody else's film, essentially. To me, this just never really made a whole lot of sense. And I also wonder what exactly has Taylor been told? What side of the story was her side of the story? And I do also find it very interesting. Taylor's PR team definitely has a specific way of putting out information. And what I've seen from News Nation, Page 6, etc., not it, which makes me think this doesn't come from her. So who could it have possibly come from? I don't know.
Maybe this rake rivalry?
I don't know.
Seems like it would have come from her. She needs positive press right now. But look, this idea, it was important to Blake to be on good terms again with Taylor, as if she has any option on that right now. It's like, it's Taylor's decision whether she wants to be on good terms with you, Blake. That's why I feel like this is all Blake's side writing it. It was never her intention to hurt Taylor or cause any harm in their friendship. Well, you did through your own words. Blake missed their friendship and she hopes they can put this whole thing behind them. Again, not up to you. It's up to her based on your exchanges where you called her you're a gorgeous little monster, her dragon, for good, for better or worse. Oh my gosh. She invited you to the Super Bowl. She was there. You have her. She has your kids and her music. This was a legit relationship that you manipulated yourself away into, in my opinion. And Taylor was bamboozled because you were caught using her to get your way with shit, and it's disgusting. Source says Swift appreciated Lively's apology and felt it was genuine and heartfelt. Taylor has no hard feelings and is ready to move forward. Yeah, without her.
I forgot that you existed.
Exactly. 100%. I don't buy this for a second. I don't buy it for a second. Look, I'm a Swiftie. I am a Swiftie, to be fair. And not
Guilty.
that I'm like obsessed with her and think everything she does is right. I do think she's her own megalomaniac. And I do think she has done some stuff that I wouldn't like. I don't like the way she treated Olivia Rodrigo and stole sort of rights to her songs. Like, Taylor Swift is a badass bitch, like a boss lady who will step on you if it gets her something. I do believe all of that. But I also believe she's kind of earned it. She's immensely talented, like one of the best singers we have, businesswomen. I can't deny her impact on culture and everything she's done. Does that mean I love everything? No. My point is she's very smart in the marketing and the manipulation of it. Like, and I've said this before, Ice Spice. I'll say it again. Ice Spice is there because Matt Healy got caught saying some dumb racist shit. And I think Taylor Swift caught vibe and was like, what? I want nothing to do with this narrative. Hey, Ice Spice, I'm so sorry. Want to be in a song. Brilliant on Taylor's part. Grabbed Ice Spice in, turned that sort of bad story into a go, females, we support each other and blah, 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 blah. And, that's why Ice Spice is there because, in my opinion, Taylor Swift knows how to play the marketing game. Not throwing shade at her. And Ice Spice is so happy to be there. Like, yes, please. What do you want, Miss Taylor Swift? I love it. Please keep helping me get more tracks. That's what she does. She wants nothing to do with the toxic Blake Lively right now. Taylor Swift only surrounds herself with good PR. If you know her and you follow her and you're a Swiftie, that's how it's always been. And this idea that she's now going to like show up or support Blake Lively is laughable to me. Kim, you followed, her career too, reputation, etc. She calls out the snakes. Do you think there's any version of this in the next 5 years where Taylor Swift is not going to have bad blood with Blake?
I don't think I think regardless of where their relationship is, whether it is good, whether it is bad, it is not going to be played out in the press by her. She has never been the person that is like happy to hear that people have gone behind her back to the press and said things about her relationships, whether they be friendship or romantic. She deserves privacy and she has to be very, very careful about that, which is part of why when I saw these reports, I'm like, this isn't working. This isn't the normal outlets that I would see information from Taylor, which makes me think it's not from her. Ultimately, I think Taylor has every right to be frustrated about the situation. She's very likely going to be deposed by Brian Friedman. And at this time, I think her keeping distance or being quiet about it is probably for the best, right? We've seen that if you speak before deposition, things like that, it can really backfire on you. And I think right now she's probably more so listening to her legal team and trying to do things the smart way, the right way to protect herself. And I genuinely do feel bad for her if what we've seen is true, that Blake just went around and used her name like a sword to wield to get what she wanted, to threaten people or whatever. It's just disgusting. And I can't imagine that the average person would be okay with that. It's not all right.
Elise said a comment. I want to respond to it. So Taylor stole rights to a person's songs, but she's still nice and wouldn't help Blake steal the movie. Make it make sense. I'll make it make sense for you. There's no benefit for Taylor Swift stealing the movie and letting Blake do it. I don't believe for a second Taylor Swift would have wasted that much time or energy because it doesn't benefit her. Now, Taylor Swift stealing artists, Olivia Rodrigo, who was naive and offered up song rights to her idol, and Taylor swooping them up and realizing, oh, thanks, yeah, I'll take those. She knew what she was doing. She could have been the better person and said, I don't need your song rights, Olivia. Keep going. I support you. Instead, she went and supported Sabrina Carpenter, who, if you guys know your Olivia Rodrigo drama, was the blonde girl that she wrote about in Driver's License. Taylor Swift is manipulative when it comes to her. I don't believe she's going to start doing that for others and risk her reputation and everything else if it's not benefiting her. And I don't see how stealing It Ends With Us benefits Taylor Swift. I don't. And I think maybe she was helping a friend. Maybe Blake was complaining and Taylor was like, oh my God, he sounds awful. Yeah, of course you can use my song. I do believe, yes, there was probably bitching and friendly banter. But I think when we saw those text messages, it really exposed Blake was the manipulative one who was using her and clearly admitted as such in her texts. So no, I don't believe there was some secret weird. Why would Taylor Swift waste her time worrying about who the fuck Justin Baldoni was? Taylor Swift's the most richest, busiest, most popular artist in the world. I don't believe she even knew this guy was. No offense to Justin. I'm just saying, like, put it in perspective. Blake had every incentive to do it. Taylor didn't. And I think Taylor was supporting a friend. And now when you see those text messages come out, it reveals who the real manipulator was. And I think that's going to come out in court. I just don't see why she would have wasted the energy or time to do it. It should also be mentioned, Taylor Swift supported Kesha and had her own essay lawsuit where she won $1. Her silence on this whole thing is massive. It's very hard to deny. Now, I punched that in because I went on a whole tangent about Olivia Rodrigo and Sabrina Carpenter and so much more. So if it felt like a weird edit, that's why. But you can watch the whole exchange along with the whole rest of the live over on our Patreon. That's where you can watch the replays along with episode 3 of With Hate Megan, which just dropped while we were live. The comments are already pouring in and loved it. Please go give it a watch after this and go support. As a member of Patreon, you get access to this series as well as our upcoming Blake versus Justin series. More on that is coming soon. We got so much more coming for you, so don't miss out. Also, support It's Kim on YouTube. Thank you, Kim. Always a pleasure to be here. We'll be live again on Thursday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. We'll be live again on Thursday. We got a lot more filings coming. In fact, thanks again. This is what we can look forward to this week. Thanks to Leanne. A lot of more filings. Oh my gosh, it never ends with us. So stay tuned. A lot more coming your way. Make sure you double check and see that you're subscribed. Hit the bell. Some of you getting unsubscribed, so verify it and then hit the bell. Smash the like, leave your comments, and stay tuned. We got a lot more coming your way. Now, we're going to send you over to Patreon. Paste the link, mods. Click the link. Go check out Harry and Meghan. If you haven't watched 1 and 2, go sign up and watch all 3 tonight. You'll get a whole bunch to watch. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned. We got a lot more coming your way. Go Planet.